Hi, this is Karen Donaldson, and welcome to the second video in the series, I Know What I'm Supposed to Do, so why can't I do it when it comes to weight loss? So in this video, I'm going to share with you some vitally important information about the hormones and the neurotransmitters in your body and in your brain that drive your behavior. I'll show you exactly how they work and how they make it almost impossible for you to resist eating comfort foods, and how they drive you to break your diet no matter how hard you stick with it. So let's get started. Once again, I'm going to introduce you to your body. This time it's in stick figure form. If you haven't had a chance to watch the first video on how blood sugars and carbohydrates affect your insulin levels and how they help you store body fat, please make sure you take the time to go back and watch that. You can still watch this video, but there's a little bit of background in there that would probably be of interest to you. But the main thing that you need to know is that whenever you eat or drink carbohydrates, they are going to raise your blood sugar levels and your insulin levels. And we learned that in the first video, and that's really what's supposed to happen. But what you might not know is that in addition to raising your blood sugar and insulin levels, something else really dramatic happens inside of the brain. And we're going to back up just a little bit first, and I'm going to tell you about something called chaos brain. Okay? So there isn't really a clinical diagnosis of chaos brain, but I actually think that there should be, because so many people are afflicted by it. So chaos brain is where you just have a lot of thoughts going on in your mind. Maybe you have ruminating thoughts, or you can't turn off your brain and it wakes you up like at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Or maybe you have some anxieties and fears and worries going on, and it just feels really uncomfortable in your brain. That's what I call chaos brain. And I've talked to so many of my clients that struggle with this, and even myself, it's like, oh my gosh, I am driving myself crazy inside of my own mind. So when we have chaos brain going on, it's very, very uncomfortable, and we would really like it to stop. And as it turns out, this combination of eating carbs and having your blood sugar and your insulin levels go up plays a really important role in calming down chaos brain, because what happens is as these blood sugar and insulin levels go up, so does the level of serotonin in your brain, and when that happens, you start to feel calm and happy. And so I actually call this the serotonin cycle, and it's a direct result of blood sugar and insulin levels causing an increase in serotonin to the brain and resulting in you feeling more calm and more happy. In fact, what I often ask my clients is, do you feel like you ever self-medicate with carbohydrates? And it might not be something that you do consciously, but before you know it, you're eating something. Very often it's chocolate, but it's carbs of some sort. It can be chips or popcorn or donuts or sweets or whatever. And before you know it, you are feeling better, which is kind of nice in the short run. But then the next thing that happens is you probably didn't need those carbohydrates, and they end up getting stored as fat right in the belly area, which is not so great. That's kind of what we're trying to avoid. And what usually happens right here is that now, notice how you feel about yourself. You probably feel bad, like, oh my gosh, I did it again, I'm a loser, I'm a failure, why can't I make this happen? So some more negative thoughts going on in your mind, creating even more chaos in your brain, and then it's like there's this little voice that whispers to you, oh, I know what you can do to feel better, and you have some more carbs. And guess what? The whole cycle starts all over again. So this is just one of the cycles that can get in the way of our weight loss efforts, and why it's really not so easy for me just to tell people, oh, stop eating so many carbohydrates. This is why that doesn't always work, because this is very powerful. What is going on inside of our minds is really, really powerful. And there is another cycle actually that is also really powerful that affects many people, not all people, but a lot of people. And that is what I would call the addictive sugar cycle. And for lots and lots of my clients, they will share with me, geez, Karen, I really feel like I am addicted to sugar. Like once I start, I can't stop. I can't have just one piece of chocolate or one cookie or a couple of potato chips. I just have to keep on going and going until the whole bag is gone or until the package is gone. So for those people, what's happening again is some really powerful chemistry in their brains. And as it turns out, sugar is actually activating a part of the brain called the reward center. So for these folks, when they eat that sugar, it goes to a part of the brain called the reward center, and they get a big spike of another really powerful brain chemical called dopamine. And so I actually call this the dopamine cycle because it's very, very powerful. And I tell my clients, if serotonin feels like this, I feel calm and I feel good. Dopamine feels like this. Woo! I feel good. Let me have some more and some more and some more. And you just want to keep going and going and going until it's all gone. It's like you're powerless to stop. These two cycles right here affect so many people, and it's so important that we understand what's going on with them. Otherwise, I really don't feel like we can be successful with our weight loss efforts. Okay. So now hopefully you have a better understanding of what's going on, not just in your body, but in your mind and in your heart. I have worked with thousands of clients on weight loss, and I find that there are always emotional issues that come up with weight. And these emotions can be really painful and sad and frustrating and overwhelming. Maybe your cravings are feeling out of control, or maybe you just hate the way that you look, or maybe you're beating yourself up inside of your head and you feel like a loser and a failure because you can't lose the weight and keep it off. Or maybe you're sad and frustrated that you can't move your body very well, or that your energy levels are low, or you might feel like you're wasting your life. Or perhaps you don't feel good about yourself and your confidence and self-esteem are low. And you might even feel like it's hopeless. So like, why bother? So all of these feelings are real and justified, and you should honor them. But I also want to let you know that there is hope. Nearly every day I get to work with people to heal the issues behind their cravings and their emotional eating. And it's amazing because in addition to losing weight, they get to heal and transform so many areas of their lives. They get to experience peace and happiness within themselves. And then this transcends to all different areas of their lives, not just food. Their relationships, their jobs, their careers, their confidence, their self-esteem, their feelings of feeling good enough. And it's just amazing. And I would love to help you on your transformational journey. Send me an email at excelweightloss@gmail.com and we will schedule a complimentary phone or Skype session to find out how this can work for you. So email me excelweightloss, EXCELWEIGHTLOSS @gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we connect very soon.